Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and this United Arab Emirates billionaire does something absolutely amazing when Trump hands him the mic. This is great for America and perhaps the world economy. But before we dive in, I want to give a quick shout out to our great sponsors over at All Family Pharmacy, but more on that later. Now, let's dive in.
Business leaders in the Middle East, indeed the world. He's a founder and chairman of Damac Properties, Hussain Sajwani, very respected gentleman. And I'm thrilled to announce today that Damac will be investing at least $20 billion over a very short period of time into the United States, and they may go double or even somewhat more than double that amount of money. It's a great thing, and I believe he will say that he's doing it because of the fact that he was very inspired by the election. They wouldn't do it without that election, I can tell you. A lot of people wouldn't. You saw last week where we have somebody who's going to go from $100 to $200 billion. And we have many other people, and we'll be bringing some of them out. Some of them like to do it somewhat more quietly, and some don't. And they feel so strongly about the country that they want to let people know about it. But it's an honor to have such a great investor investing in our country. The investment will support massive new data centers across the Midwest, the Sun Belt area, and also to keep America on the cutting edge of technology and artificial intelligence. He's very big into the data centers, and that's going to be a very hot item in the coming years, as you know, with AI. And Hussain, I'd love you to come up and say a few words. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's been amazing news for me and my family when he was elected in November. We've been waiting 4 years to increase our investments in U.S. to a very large amount of money. We are a company operating in more than 20 countries around the world. We have delivered more than 45,000 luxury units and another 45,000 in the pipeline. In data center, we are in 10 countries around the world, in Asia, Europe, and Middle East. And we're very, very excited now with his leadership and his open strategy and policy to encourage businesses to come to U.S. For the last 4 years, we've been waiting for this moment. And we're planning to invest $20 billion and even more than that if the opportunity in the market allow us. But at the moment, we're planning $20 billion in data center, catering for the AI and cloud business for the hyperscalers.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Mr.
Great
President.
honor. Thank you very much. So nice.
Y'all, I don't think you understand just how amazing this potential opportunity is. Now, $20 billion is sort of a drop in the bucket compared to what the federal government spends, particularly on our military, Social Security, Medicare, and now even our interest payments. But that's not what this is about. This is about investing in America. Now, this CEO is from the United Arab Emirates. He runs Damac Properties. They actually own places like the Radisson, which isn't one of my favorite hotels, but it is nationally known around the country. They work with Trump Properties, so no wonder Trump has a good business working relationship with these folks. But they also own places like Paramount. And so these guys actually know what good investment looks like. They know what luxury looks like, but more importantly, they know what good data centers look like. And if you go back during the video, you'll hear two particular regions get more of a shout out: the Great Lakes and the Sun Belt. Hey y'all, you've heard about ivermectin, the medication that's been under fire for simply helping people during COVID. Why? Because they don't want you in control of your own health. If you're wondering where to get it, let me tell you about All Family Pharmacy. They make it easy to access ivermectin. It's high quality, made in the USA, none of that imported nonsense from India or China. They even handle the prescription for you and ship it straight to your door. Let's face it, your freedom to choose your own healthcare is under attack. Leaders like RFK Jr. have been warning us, and they're right. Don't sit back and let the system decide for you what you can and can't have. And it's not just ivermectin. All Family Pharmacy offers over 200 medications. Whether you need ivermectin or something else, they've got you covered. Make America healthy again. Visit allfamilypharma.com/brawl and use coupon code BRAWL10 for 10% off of your order. Stock up today and secure your supply. Now, the Sun Belt is sort of it's a term I don't like using, but it stretches basically from Los Angeles all across to about North Carolina. And so that includes Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and parts of Colorado even as the sort of northern border of this Sun Belt region. And that is essentially the growth in the South that has occurred since 1970s because, let's be honest, before air conditioning, it's not really fun to live down here. And as someone whose family roots have come from Chattanooga and North Georgia, we're smack dab in the middle of the Sun Belt region, so we know what this growth looks like. And it's an interesting thing that he brings up the Great Lakes, because as a Georgia boy, growing up just outside of Atlanta, there's a whole lot of Pittsburgh Bears fans, a handful of Green Bay fans, but they come from a different region, and that's a longer topic for another day. A few Cincinnati fans, and a handful of Cleveland fans. So there's been these transplants from this sort of Great Lakes Midwest region down south. And all of a sudden, it's getting mentioned too in terms of data centers. That's because local governments, particularly like Pittsburgh Steelers, when it comes to football, Pittsburgh used to be a steel mining town, but as that slowly declined, Pittsburgh got worse and worse and worse. It started to develop sort of a hood mentality until some leaders realized they needed to adapt. They looked at what happened in Philadelphia and said, we don't want to do that. They looked at what was happening in Detroit and said, we can't go this direction. We've got to try something else. So they invited a bunch of tech firms out there to the Three Rivers region, and lo and behold, Pittsburgh is now a major data center for not just the Midwest, but also for the Northeast as well, or at least as far as the extent can go. And so that sort of opened up this gateway for all these data centers that, and I've lived in Northern Virginia and over in the DC area for a little while. And that's a huge region for technology, but these new data centers and these new data sites means more jobs, it means a better economy, and it means that we're continuing to push into the future. So that what that really means is more tax revenue coming into the United States, more jobs for us, and in regions that really need it the most. There are a whole bunch of places out in Appalachia that'd be perfect for these data mining centers. Out of the way, quiet neighborhoods, abundant energy because of coal, and you can even use other kinds of energy out there. You can use hydroelectric all throughout the Appalachian Mountains because it's perfect for all these dam builds. And no, not that kind of dam. I'm talking about the old TVA and the old CCC back when the government actually used to work for the taxpayer, or at least could do so properly. This is the kind of investment that we need to continually see in America because it keeps pushing us forward, and it even helps on the world scale. So if you want to look at foreign policy, places like the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, although Qatar's got some other problems, don't ask someone who loves soccer about Qatar. And then there's Saudi Arabia, who all are sitting on this oil money, but they understand that they must diversify. That's why Saudi Arabia started the LIV. You know that other golf group that was that finally merged with the PGA. So they're trying to invest in these new properties and these new ideas in order to keep the money flowing. And in order to do that, they also need to ensure that other nations are playing nice with each other. Because we have made peace in the Middle East a commodity, something that is dollarable, something that is interested for all parties involved, we are now closer to achieving that than ever. I still think that Donald Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize for what he did in getting a major trade deal passed between Israel and Saudi Arabia. There's now a pipeline being made that should go all the way up into Turkey. And so that's why the Kingdom of Jordan and Egypt have been playing nice with Israel. It's not because Israel keeps on knocking their teeth out when it comes to military intervention, but it's also why the Saudis are so interested in removing Iranian influence from Lebanon and Syria. Because if that occurs, if that happens, that means that there's more likely more peace, which means more wealth, which means more stability, which means more growth. And it's just this wonderful snowball that keeps on moving forward in this great avalanche of cash. And that's what good business is supposed to be. And that's how you make foreign policy work for everyone. By playing nice with people in the Middle East, not just Israel, you're able to make better friendships. That's something that the Biden administration just refused to do. The Saudis hated Joe Biden. There is a good reason for that, I have to admit. But that's based on morality and not based on, well, this is better for more people. Okay? When it comes to foreign policy, you can't let personal biases get in the way. And that's why I love it when I hear that there's going to be more investment in the United States from other nations. We just covered a Japanese company saying that they're upping their $100 billion investment to $200 billion. All right, that's some good hard cash that helps out Americans while benefiting other nations and other corporations around the world. This is the kind of globalism I can get behind because it helps America, keeps America first, and makes sure that the world becomes more stable and a much better place for everyone involved. This is a good thing, and it baffles my mind that only Trump seems to be good at this kind of foreign policy. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here in Politbro. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And until then, y'all have a good one.